Good evening, everyone. Sorry I'm a bit late. Um, yeah, had some work things to sort out, and so I was just on a conference call. Not a conference call, just a small little thing. We have to plan to succeed in the future. Hallo Ore, hoe gaan dit met jou? Alright, ek hoop dit gaan goed. It's lekker om julle almal weer hier so te sien. Gladwin, my brother from another mother. How are you? How are you guys? All right, so sorry for being late, guys. I just had to sort some things out, and it's great to have you guys, and great thank you for joining us. Hi Vanessa, hi Sharon, Lee J, my OG, how are you? And yeah, man, I just want to chat a bit with you guys, see how you guys are doing first before I start this meeting. Topic meetings always a different scenario, but we like it. We like it, and I'm talking on a very good topic this night, especially for addicts who are new into recovery, or basically just human beings that need to realize when is the right and when is the wrong time to start making amends, and because all of us, we like to hold on to resentments, and how can I explain, we like to not apologize. We always want to be the big strong man, but it's normally the strongest men that have got the softest hearts. So they hurt the most. Hi Dr. Michelle, Laura, excuse me. I hope you guys are well. Andrew, hi Uncle Conrad, I hope you guys are well. It's lucky to have you guys here. If my cat's going to be jumping around, please excuse. He's in a playful mode. He was literally sleeping like 10 minutes ago. So once I started getting everything sorted out, he started going, man. Slade, yo. Lekker Slade, my bro. I haven't seen you in years. It's good to see that you're joining her. And I hope you can get a message out of this one. All right. So I first want to say about how cuck the situation is right now about the country. I feel sorry for the people that don't drink. That do drink, excuse me. Yeah, my brother is actually one of the big managers in Liquor City in Somerset West Small. And for Sunday he was still having a good time at work and busy killing. And the next thing, boom, there the alcohol sales get forbid, And it's just it's striking. I personally think that this country is literally on the verge of civil war or a brink of any type of war. I still don't think it's fair of what is happening, especially still with the cigarettes. Obviously, we still smoke. I'm smoking premium and RG white. I haven't smoked these cigarettes ever in my life, but yet, hey, we have to make a plan. We have to make a plan. And I just want to apologize to Mr. Hall and Schuler that I haven't joined the last 2 nights because load shedding. Been working pretty hard and sometimes late. And yeah, then we got back. Every time I get back, then I'm walking straight into load shedding. So by the time my phone's pop and this and that, and always problems. But we learn to accept, huh? That's the fundamental thing of being in recovery. Don't expect, accept. So that's the famous words of Professor Kurt Schuler. I smarked that from him. Hi Tara. Hi Dion. Hope you guys are good, and thank you for joining. I hope you guys listening with a great ear, as we're going to start talking about making amends. Now, making amends with my spouse, making amends with parents, making amends with the guy that's on the corner of the street. When is the right time to make it, and why do we make it? And let's go further down on what is the motive on making amends. Now I'm gonna first, obviously, you guys know a little bit of my story, but yet I'm almost 3 years sober. My name is Ferreira. I was on the streets due to tick, mandrax, all the things I used to use, everything except I haven't touched heroin yet, thank God. But yet it would have got there. It was very close to there. I'm the guy that your mothers used to warn you about. But I had a good mask. I used to hide my addiction very well, except not physically because I just got so thin quick. But mentally, I was hiding it like a Milner, you know. Sorry for my word. Hello, Mr. Hall. Hi, Claire. Okay, yeah, everyone else that is here. And God, yes, you're right, Ura. You're right. And so when I came to RAEL, I've lost basically everything. I had no one. The only person that stood by me was my mother, and she was the only one that wanted to look after me after all the destruction of putting her up into about almost 40,000 rands worth of debt. Almost sold a car. I fucking I screwed every system that there was. Been arrested 2, 3 times. Been to court. Still had a court case running. Yeah, it was intense scenario for a person that was. But I wasn't all just a druggie. I used to achieve a lot in my life. Due to my wrestling, as you guys know, as you guys saw the picture that was Lejo posted, lovely poster by the way, Lejo. And yeah, I actually achieved things in life. I was very successful in high school. Didn't not with my school marks, but sport. Was very good with the people. Used to mingle with the good crowd, the cool crowd, and that's where I wanted to be. I wanted to be the small boy in big man's shoes, man. I wanted to be the guy that could go sit at bars, do his own little business, but I wasn't willing to do the work to get there. Someone wanted to jump from there to there, like jump from 18 years old to 35 years old, where I just have a car, this and that, and I expected, man. I expected everything to fall down in my lap. Where obviously we all know how the world works. It's just not going to happen unless your parents are billionaires or billionaires at this stage, because a million won't even count now at this point of time in this country. Where everything just gets handed down to you. But you know, I had a single mom that was looking after 3 boys, and that's what I was expecting. For some reason, I had this insanity thought of my mom was just a rolling ATM. Like every time I spoke to Joni now, like last night actually about it, and I told her, and like we were speaking about a situation. I can't remember exactly precisely how it was, but I remember having a weekend going away. I think I went to a trance party or to a weekend away with friends or something. Well, I asked my mom for 1,000 rand, and then I would like calculate my budget on obviously on alcohol and drugs and stay in place and food. Well, food was always only like 50 or 100%, 100 rand, but the rest was all for the drink and the drug. And how can I explain? There's serious. Sell it to the people. Sell it. He chases his own tail, as you can see. So please excuse him from there. Where we got the 1,000 rand, and then literally I would literally go on like a little child just for another 400 rand extra. Like, where's the gratefulness in that, you know? And we're sitting at a point of time in life now where, you know, 1,000 rand it's not a lot of money, but yet for a single mom that is still raising 3 children, you know, it's quite hectic. And it's not young children like 10 or 15 years old. I'm the youngest, and at that point of time I was like 18, 19, you know. And it's just so hectic how I thought that literally how the money just kept on rolling. And my mom, I had like a conspiracy that she was having a huge savings bank, saving for life after death or something like that, and she could just always draw the money from there. But that's how we get through. Hallo Tannie. En dankie Natasha. Hallo Tannie en Drina, ek hoop ons sien vir jou die naweek, maar ons sal vir Tannie laat weet, en ek mis vir Tannie en vir oom hulle. Sorry guys, that's my future mom-in-law. That's the excuse. And yeah, man, and I just got this burning sensation of making amends tonight. Actually, I have made my amends already. I've actually started paying back all the money that I've done, the physical amends. But I'm just going to share that experience with you guys, and not just the amends to my mom, but yet the amends to the people that I've harmed, the amends to all the people that I've given hope to, that I've literally just thrashed around and actually just in plain sight words just didn't give a fuck at the end of the day, you know. And I'm reaching out to everyone, whoever I did harm in that point of time, if I've stolen money from you, or if I told you your mother or something like that, please. I was not in my right mind. So I've got excuse. I'm on drugs, but I don't have excuses now, you know. So I'm going to first read you guys the Just for Today, where it speaks about the relations with others. Now, it's an absolutely beautiful message. I read it this morning, and it was actually so well, because, you know, we have to take responsibility for our actions these days. Ja, nee, ons is almal manipuleerders, Natasha. Ja, nee, eers die stoei mense het nie eens geweet niks nie, jy weet. Meeste van die tyd kom stoei oefen gerook. Yes. Maar of gecompete gerook of babbelas, jy weet, maak dit maar. Dis maar hoe ons raak, jy weet. That's how we get. We become a part of the norm, you know. It actually got to a point where if I didn't care, I would get nervous before wrestling match or before wrestling tournament, so that I needed to care. So I had like a little babbelas. It felt like I would perform better. It's exactly like work, you know. If I never had a line of coke before work, it wouldn't have worked for me. I wouldn't been able. I had to, while I was bartending, I had to drink tequila to keep it on the go. Otherwise, I would have passed out in the floor. Come, serious. Come, get away. All right, cool. So let me speak to you guys. Okay, so today's the July 15th. It's relations with others. Now, just listen very nicely. Okay, this is step 8, where it said we made a list of all persons we had harmed and became willing to make amends to them all. And now there's 2 words in here. It says harmed and became willing. Harmed and willing. Thank you, Kurt. Beautiful, man. The beautiful message. I miss you guys, man. Yeah. Kurt video calling me to find out some solution to a problem. It's great to know that I'm still missed. But I love them a lot. And I love Mr. Wall. And thank you to Mr. Wall and Kurt Schiller that I'm almost sitting here 3 years sober. And RAEL, of course. And Lee J for supporting me as well through all these years. And the sober living. And my mom. And Janie. Okay, I'm going to stop now. Yeah, that was my boss stinger, Tick and Tequila, TT. Those were the ones, that was it. I'm not going to glamorize now, but this was what I was doing back in the day when I would go work. I'd come back outside, and I normally work till about 10 or 11 o'clock. Then we used to have a double brandy special with 2 tequilas, and then what I would do, I'll take the first tequila, down the one double brandy, take the second tequila, and then I'll drink the second double brandy very nice and slowly. Then I'm back there on the ground. That's insanity things we had to do just to get back onto that level, you know. So we made a list of all persons we had harmed. That's the first one. I harmed the people, but now I became willing to make amends to them all. I became willing. Now, one of our 3 spiritual principles in recovery is honesty, open-mindedness, and willingness. We have to use that. And it should not even be for an addict. It should be for a human. If there was honesty, open-mindedness, and willingness between everyone, between our leadership, between our governments, between the world, this place would be so much better. Because yet again, everyone is snying each other these days. It's all about who can get what. If I can't get my finger in the pie, I'm going to bring you down so I can get your position. That's how it works in these days. And it's actually fucking sickening, if you actually ask me. So it reads, all humans beings struggle with self-centeredness. All human beings. The chronic self-centeredness that lies at the very core of our addiction. makes the struggle doubly difficult for people like us. Many of us have lived as we believed we were the last people on earth. That was definitely me. Utterly blind to the effect our behavior has had on those around us. Now, in active, I was always self-centered, no matter what. If it wasn't my next fix that I was looking forward to, it was definitely, what am I going to gain from you? If I meet you, a woman, I'm either gonna looking to take you to the room that night, or I'm going to meet someone, please, because I don't have money, I need something like this. Make friends with drug dealers, because I need something to feed myself. And if you told me to jump over 10 cars at that point of time, I would have done it. I would have done anything for the benefit. And it's hectic how the insanity. I was powerless over my things. I needed that fix. I needed that. I cannot explain. I needed that fixation on something, that reliability on a drug, or even that. And it's not just on drugs with people. Everyone has addiction. I've seen people do even worse things for smoking, just for cigarettes. Look how the people are looting the liquor stores just for alcohol. It's hectic. I heard Botersig got robbed the other day as well, like 2 days ago, Monday, it got robbed. And it's it's so hectic how everyone has it, but we are here to teach the people that, listen, you don't need that. We've become too reliant on a substance or a fixation or an object of our lives that if we don't have it, we will lose everything. But that's where the difference comes in the world, where it makes you fixated on things. And it says, oh, well, I was going on. In active addiction, I was always self-centered. It was just about me. Mom, I want 200 rand. No, my bro, I want half that pakkie. I give 100 rand, you give another 100 rand, I'll take 3/4, and I keep the lolly. That's how I was, man. I have to be honest with all my affairs. Have to. That's how I was. I was there not to share with you. I was there to grab you. Friends would have been snorting a whole gram of coke, and I'd be sitting with a whole gram of tick alone in my car, and I would be judging my friends. That's how hectic I was. You know, I'm the one sitting with the worst drug of tick. Well, not any drugs caliber is there, but yet it kind of does have a better hectic effect on a person. But yet I will still be there and judgmental. People that I drink too much, I just judge on them. Yeah, we make amends so we can make right and not look in the world in the eye again. If an addict does not make amends, they stay spiritually sick. Yes, that is true. Kurt, you are number one. Professor Kurt Schuler. I'm only as sick as my secret, sir. That's just how it is. Worst part of my self-centeredness is that when I wanted it, I want it now. You know? And that's how it always will be and always going to be. If I don't get it, I'm going to shit in my pants. And I'll steal everything and go more. Just excuse me quickly. Johnny? Leaving? Hey, Johnny, later by it. Sorry guys, I just want to smoke a cigarette quick. Yeah. Okay. So, ja, ek het niks gekry nie. Kan jy gaan net. Dankie. Okay. I always wanted it and I wanted it now. It's called the instant gratification. Apologies, guys. You must share your lunch with us. Like a Chris. That instant gratification part that I wanted in everything and everyone else. You know? It's like a client going, someone has misplanned something and running around to get that last thing sorted out. It's like Chris says, he says it normally, you know, it's not that we plan to fail, but we fail to plan. And that's exactly how, even though plans change in addiction, but we must have some sort of plan on where we're going, how we're getting there, and how we go. I didn't care about anyone while I was in addiction. No one. You would tell me how beautiful Mauritius was, and I'll just think, he's stuck. You know, bragging, yeah, this and that. like Mr. Hall says, the guy gets a new car, and then I think he's a drug dealer. Yeah, and then go on. Sorry, I'm busy multitasking here. The 8th step is a process our program has given us to honestly examine our past relationships. We take a look at the writing we did on our 4th step. Obviously, you guys know what a 4th step is. To identify the effects of our actions had on people in our lives. When we recognize harm done to some of these people, we become willing to take responsibility for our actions by making amends to them. Now, the 8th step says we make a list of all these people we have harmed. Now, if I have to show you my 4th step, it will most probably be this book times 10. Because that's how much people I've harmed in my life. But the only reason why I made amends to them is yet because my motive was wrong, man. I made amends because I knew the benefit was going to be there. I made amends because, oh, Mom, I'm sorry. But meanwhile, I was just going to think of doing it again. I slept in jail with a bag of fucking weed between my genitals. And I still came out and I told my mom, I'm sorry. That same night, I smoked a joint after being caught with tip. It just shows you my sorry didn't mean anything back there because I never meant it. The only reason why I said sorry was to get the benefit back, just to get it off my back. To be honest, my first rehab, I really thought I surrendered, but I didn't. I only went there to get it off my back. I only went there because I needed the court to dismiss my charge. And I had to pay the ultimate price because I never even went to the streets back then. It only happened when I relapsed. Then everything just hit me. Pa. I started selling everything, went mal, gambling. I had no one to stop me. I was 26, 27 years old. Who can stop me? I can do whatever I want. The significance of the 8th step is that it's a process, and this is where the most of the addicts make their fault. Even normal people that have went completely into a whole binge of a year, half year, whatever. I expected to make amends in a month because I remember my time at RAEL. I ran away after a month, and I came back home and I told my mom, I'm sorry, man. Like, I really didn't mean to do the things that I did. And my mom just turned around and told me, no, go back to rehab, get your life sorted. You need to get healed, because I've been to rehab for a month and I came out and relapsed. And obviously she knew that was going to happen. And yet again, it was the method that I left that place. How I left RAEL was not the right way, and that's not the way that it's going to work. And I apologize to Mr. Hall and back then Auntie Corin that was there. Kurt Schuler wasn't there yet, but I apologize because they must not that it like mattered to anyone. It was my life, but yet just that torment that I had to. And I'm glad they accepted me back, and I'm thankful for RAEL and for Mr. Hall to accept me back there, back that time. And I remember my mom coming back. Oh, I couldn't have my first visit because I came halfway in the month and this and that. So I only had to wait till a month and a half before my mom and them came visit. I remember sitting there and I'm asking my mom for the biggest forgiveness ever, telling her, please, Mom, please forgive me for this. Please forgive me for that. Please forgive me. My mom was sitting there shit scared. Shit scared because she didn't know what I was going to do next. The torment I had to put her through. Because she didn't want to respond, and that's where the parents also need to understand. The parents are scared of what their child's going to do. Where the child just says what he wants, but the parents won't react because yet again the child will just go out and use. Well, my point of view, let him go out and fucking use. Let him go down to the streets, because that's where I had to go to, man. That's where I had to go to. And I can't make amends in a month, man. I can't. For 12 years, 13 years of my life that I've fucking been using drugs and going mal, how can I make amends in 1 month and tell everyone that's all better, expecting life to smooth on itself? It's fucking insane. It's insane. And when we work through this program of NA, or well, RAEL, the 12 steps. We learn to see where our transgressions is, because I can promise you, I forgot most of my transgressions when I walked into RAEL, because my brain is still fried, man. It takes 2 years for tick to work out of the brain. I'm almost 3 years and I still got a lot of tick in my brain, I think. Because, yeah, sometimes I forget, sometimes I walk into the room as well and I forget what I need to do. Sometimes my boss gives me instruction to do something and then I have to think for like 10 minutes before I actually remember what it was. But it's okay, man. I'm human, you know. Recovery isn't about being socially acceptable by people. It's about being acceptable to yourself. I need to be okay with me, man. And my social status around people doesn't mean fuck all. You can like me or you can hate me. I don't give a fuck, actually. But I'm sorry for what I did, man. Yeah, through the program, we see our transgressions that we've done to people. I've, like I said, my step 4 is probably about 10 times that booker. And so I'll work through it. Now, where the difference lays is if I don't have a good sponsor or a good leader or mentor, let's put it that way, to tell me, listen, it's okay with all of these, I would drive myself in sorrow. I would feel sorry for myself and I wouldn't want recovery. And that's where we have the biggest fault, I would say. Because yet again, if I see all the mistakes I've done and someone to tell me, listen, like, it's okay, you know? The best thing about addicts is that I can tell a story and somehow the addict's always has got 20 better stories than me. I'm one of them. Yeah, it's hectic what we've done to our mothers. But I've made amends already. She knows. I make amends still today. I still keep making amends today by keeping sober, by being the man of my word. Like I said the other night when I was sharing how I drove to Kuruman, I couldn't let my mom drive alone there. Couldn't. I had made that decision when she said she's going, and I thought my other brother was going with, but he wasn't. She was the only one that could drive, and I wasn't going to do it. I needed to be there. When my mom got arrested, who was there? Me. I'm there when it's necessary, and that's the way I make amends. Not there for the benefit, not there for anything. I'm there for my mom spiritually, physically, and mentally. Whenever she needs to talk, we need to talk, and that's what we need to do for our spouses. That's what we need to do for our brothers. That's what we need to do for our family, and especially what we need to do for our fellow addict, our brothers in this disease that we have. But also learning from our past transgressions that we've had. I became responsible to make amends again. I became responsible for my actions. I went up. Ooh. It looks, sorry guys, something is happening. Just send a message if you guys can hear me still. Sorry, I can't see myself, so I'm trying to. Okay, cool. If you guys can still see me, then I guess it's okay. Because I can't see myself. All right, lekker. Okay, it's going to be weird doing this, but I'll do it. My relationship, I became responsible to make amends. I had to. Otherwise, like, you know, that's what makes us human beings. That's what makes us people of integrity today. And I like that word. Where we take the responsibility to make amends to people, and that integrity, like I was saying now, is the big buzzword for me. I want to be that man of integrity. I want to be that man where they say, listen, Richard, you're the man I can trust. Please go do this and this and this. And I know that man's got my back. Or whoever I need to has got my back. And I want them to know as well that I've got their back. You know? if we've still got the same, thanks, Andrew. If we still got the same, yo, you threw me off my whole story now, Andrew. If we still got the same motive of being together and moving forward in life, our motives are the same of progressing, then yes, I will do whatever you need to do. But it's the right way to do it. I'm sure my father would have also been there, even though my father was a drunk, sober still. God bless his soul that he is, and I just hope God will keep him. I want to be that responsible man for a change in my life. I want to change completely from what I used to be. Sure. Hey, Tash is my brother. I hope you are okay, my bro. If you want to send me a message on Facebook, man, we can talk this through. Or if you want real good, great help, go to RAEL, my bro. They will teach you not to, because I also relapsed for years, my bro. My relations with others. My relationships depends on my principles. My relationships depend on my principles. Am I honest in my relationship? I'll take my relationship with Joni, for example. The honesty does come. It takes a long time. For me, it was holding walls up because I was scared to be vulnerable. I was scared I was going to be judged. I was scared I was going to be left. And yet, I still don't have excuses for not telling the truth. I don't. But yet, I needed to do it. I needed to come clean. And I'm not a very good liar when I'm sober. So they can catch me very quickly. And Joni has caught me out a few times. She has. Where I lie. And I believe it. And she stands for loyalty. Huh? She stands for loyalty, which is great. And honesty in a relationship. And it was difficult at the point of time. But yet, I needed to accept these things. That's the lengths that I needed to go for in my recovery to maintain that relationship with Joni. And I had to be open-minded and willingness towards her. I needed to be willing to go that extra mile with her. I needed to be willing to compromise for our relationship. I needed to be open-minded on her points of views of life. I needed to be open-minded of all the things that she stands for and all the things that I stood for. Yes, please, Tasha's phone Kurt. If you need help, my brother, I'm glad this message is bringing out to you, man. Because this is exactly the reason why we do this. For someone like you, man. And I hope you are still listening. I can't see if you're online. But I hope you are listening, and I hope it's hitting you this. Because I know where you are, man. I've been there. But we could show you the way out. And the best way is to contact Mr. Kurt and Mr. Hall. And yeah, right in big integrity. Yeah. Integrity. That's my beautiful, beautiful saying. We have to have integrity. And there's no integrity in this world. No integrity. For some reasons, it always comes back to you. If your integrity is great, it will work. The variety of people we encounter in our day and the quality of our relationship with them determines, to a great extent, the quality of our very lives. It's the quality of our lives. If we live in great lives, we will attract the great lives around us. We have love, we have humor, excitement, caring. The things that make life worth living derive much of their meaning from being shared with others. Understanding this, we want to discover the true nature of our relationships with other people and mend whatever breaks we may find in those relationships. We want to work the 8th step. Now, I'm not going to say everyone's got perfect relationships with each other, because if that is, then you don't have a relationship. That's just how it is. And we need to work with it completely. I would rather be in a relationship where there are troubles than there's not, because I don't want to be superficial anymore. I used to be fake, man. I don't want to have fake anymore. But I think the more problems that we work through, the stronger we get. And that's exactly with our recovery. If our recovery comes too easy, our recovery isn't strong. That's just how it is. That's just straight for how it is. If we struggle in the beginning, we'll have a great, great, great recovery. You guys can still hear me, and still see me. I'm just making sure. Because I see the stuff is coming up. RAEL, RAEL, RAEL. Everyone is posting. It's a hand reaching out for you, Tashes. Grab it, my brother. Grab it. And when I'm wrong, I promptly admit it. My troubles, my accidents, my faults. I'm not sitting here saying I don't make mistakes. The other day I had to make amends of breaking a shower glass in front of everyone. Okay, thank you. I'm glad to hear that. I've just got a black screen in front of me and I'm seeing your guys' comments, so that's it. And I had to make amends of quite expensive piece of equipment that we were installing. And at first, my first reaction was like, fuck, it wasn't me. I did what did this and did what this. But that's the thing that we jump to default too quickly. And I had to accept, take the responsibility. And I had to make amends. I had to let the boss know this and that. And that just shows you how far I was. Because yet again, I still made amends. Most of the people would have said nothing and said, no, they're not going to pay for it. It's part of this. But I made that mistake, man. And thing is going, yeah, Eskom screen, you're right. It is an Eskom screen. And taking that responsibility and actually speaking to them and saying, okay, we work the plan out. It's not because I want to jip a situation or not pay whatever I did. It's my fault. I had to make sure. And I was wrong in most of my days. I'm not going to say I'm not. A lot of bad things happened to me, but why did those bad things happen to me? It's because I was doing bad things. I was trying to fuck every system that I could. I was trying to be the Mr. Big Shot, the Mr. fucking know-it-all. But you know what? Life had a better game on me. And I think the worst part was I was playing with fucking God. I was playing with God so hard that he cut me by the knee so I could bow down to him and let his will be done. Dashes, we all know that feeling. Time to come to the good side, my brother. Give yourself a good chance for a change. Come to RAEL. Or just phone us for help. Try and be your best, my brother. That's just how it is. Oh gosh, Jared, where have you been? Why are you only joining now, my friend? You're supposed to be slacking the meetings now, hectic every day. But I love you, man. We want to work. We want to work the 8-step to its fully. So I want to work to everyone because I don't want to be the guy that people turn around and say, oh, look at this man. If I haven't made amends to you, I should have. I apologize now on live TV. And I'll ask you, please forgive me for what I've done. I've got no excuse for what I've done. Yes, I was on drugs, but yet, not thinking the straight way. I did not know a right way. So I ask sincerely in my heart, whoever is watching this video, if I've hurt you, I please ask sincere apologies. Mom, I love you to bits. My brothers as well, I love you guys a lot. And I apologize for everything that I've ever done in my life. And how did I change Mr. Hall? Yes, Dashes, please contact us. Okay, so just for today, you guys have to excuse me, I'm not 100% prepared because I got phoned like less than an hour ago asking me to share. So I had to just slap a quick meeting so long. Hopefully you guys are enjoying this. Just for today, I want to fully enjoy the companionship of my fellows. I will examine my relationships with the people in my life. Where I find I've harmed others, I will seek the willingness to make amends to them. That's how it is, huh? And that's how we are. It's great to make amends to them. And I can tell you it's such a relief. I'm going to tell you guys a story of making amends that most probably changed my life. That was just another turn in everywhere. before I came to RAEL, I haven't seen my dad for like 2 or 3 years, basically. Yeah, I missed it. Yeah, so he was on his own little bender and all these things, and he was doing whatever and whatever and whatever. But deep down, I forgave the man for who he was. I forgave for what he has done to us and everything. And it was just part of my plan to go see him. And I tell you, I just needed to make, because the last time I saw him was when I got arrested for the last time in possession of a lot of drugs, and he he came to actually just give me some some enchies and a cool drink through the bars, because my mom was too scared to come look at me in prison. And when he came in there, he came with such an attitude of like, "What the fuck you doing? Look how you look, man. Like, do you want to end up like me? Just trying to be the father figure. Me having no respect and gratitude for whatever he has done in my life. Being even though he has done his wrongs, I can't judge him because I've got the same disease as him. I told him, yeah, F off and your P and this and that and all this stuff. And I just felt that it was in the urge of me to make right with this man. Even though I was making amends with everyone else, it was just my dad was standing out the most, because at the end of the day, he's still my dad. And I remember asking Mr. Hall, and asking him, Mr. Hall, like, this was at the process of getting my car. And I asked him, Mr. Hall, the minute I get my car, I'd like to have a weekend off and just go visit my dad and go make amends. And Mr. Hall was completely with it, and he understood where I was coming from. But you understand, I made the planning to get there. I didn't just jump on a Friday and say, listen, I'm leaving tomorrow. No, it took time. I took it the right way, and that's what we lack as addicts. We expect everyone must jump to conclusions. It's like that signboard in on the that sign in the bar room of your doesn't mean failing in your. Wat sê wat ding Engel? Okay, I'll look now. I'll tell you guys now what it says. I can't remember. But you know, and I'll go and I climb into the car and I drive, and Mr. Hall sends with me Ahile, one of the guys that used to be there. And we go to this man. Now I'm nervous, I'm nervous. Please excuse me. Here we go. Beautiful thing of RAEL. Lack of planning on your part does not constitute an emergency on my part. That is it. Thank you, my lief. And that's where the wrong is today. Everyone expects you to jump because your planning isn't right. But anyway, so I remember driving there and I'm thinking to myself, hey man, I'm going to surprise this man, because at that point of time, my dad was selling wood. This is a man that used to own a office here of Engellief. Yeah, she is my Engellief. And this used to be the man that like owned an office here of labor hire, like a labor recruitment, big with John Thompson and Eskom sites and all this. Yeah, alcohol and bad decisions that brought him down to selling wood next to the street. So I go and I drive to him. I'm going to surprising my dad. My brother told me he's on this corner and this corner. I must just look for it. And I drive all the way through and I go look there. And on that day, he was not there. And I was like, okay, cool. So I phoned him finally. I wanted to surprise him, but I phoned him finally. He tells me, no, he's working at a cheese shop next to the road on the way to Hermanus. So I check, okay, let's go there. So I get there with a car. Yeah, but I guess yes, Shula, that's right. But it works both ways, And I I needed to forgive my dad, and my dad needed to forgive me. That's why I went out there, because it was hurting me, the guilt. And I went there, to make amends and try and get our relationship back in together. And as we went there, as I got there, I finally get to the cheese shop, and I haven't seen my dad in like 4 or 5 years. And I remember climbing out that car, and I saw this old frail man, literally looking at me. Back then, he still had cataract in his eyes. And I've never seen an older man stretch out his hand like he couldn't believe what he was seeing. Because the person that he last saw to the person that I was gymming back then. I haven't started wrestling. It was just before I started wrestling again. And he just reached out and you could see this glimmer of hope, I guess, and this glimmer of shine. And it was tearful, and I couldn't stop. I couldn't stop crying. And it was just instantaneously, everything was just lifted up, and we started speaking like I was 13 years old again. Speaking like as father and son together. It was the most beautiful thing. And I tell you, since then, that was my biggest worry. And since then, I just went with them, and I had an opportunity to do it. Daryl, I'm very sorry to hear that. And that should be a message to the rest of the people where we never had the chance to ask forgiveness. We should make it right now, but I can't make right when I'm a 1 month sober. I'm pretty sure there's a lot of people where they couldn't make amends to their people due to not wanting to, or actually cross that red line so much that their parents don't want to know anything about them. So I'm very sorry, but they look down on you, Daryl, and I know that if you're sober and you're living a honest day's job, doing an honest day's job and living an honest living, I'm pretty sure they're looking down on us. Definitely. My grandmother died as well the other day, and I never made amends to her. Not that I needed to, but yet she always was there supporting me, and I just never thanked her for that. And it sits with me, but yet it's okay. I know she's looking down. She's a very godly woman. I needed to change my processes to go. I needed to accept the fact that, listen, I can go down to my father and not expect amends from him, or not expect apology. He might have just turned his head and walked away, and or maybe not even recognized me, or maybe not even recognized me as my son. But it was that process, Mr. All would have never let me go if I wasn't ready for that. And that's the 50-50 chance. That's the 50-50 chance we have to take. The perseverance and the persistence that I needed. I needed to I needed to persist and persevere by telling myself, listen, you need to do this. It's exactly like recovery. If I'm having a bad day, I need to put the pride in the pocket, and I need to move forward. I need to ask for help, know that I can't do it alone, pray, and things will start working out for a person. That's how beautiful this process is. This is how beautiful the program is. And now that I'm sitting almost on a 3-year milestone, I couldn't believe it. This was the Yeah, Natasha, you have to make amends. You have to. It sits with a person and it eats you. Me as a person, as an addict, I can't sit with any resentful feelings. I barely argue with Johnny for half an hour. Half an hour later, I need to make amends because I feel shit. I have to. It's just how it is. But I forgive already by the time we get there. Where before I make it, I forgive already. I might not like what has happened, or she might not have liked, or anyone that has. It's part of the process that we need to change, and I need to accept the thing. Don't expect, I accept. Yeah. Yes, Sheila, you're right. 12 steps in 28 days is fucking insane. That's never going to work. I've tried it. And guess how far I've got. I was 9 months sober, then I relapsed. And then it became probably the worst relapse of my life, because that's where I went to the furthest. I went to the furthest part, deepest down in the world. And my program didn't always work the way it did. Than what I wanted it to. I make faults. I make a lot of faults, and I'm going to make a lot of mistakes. But you know what? Today I can sit and I can accept it, and I can look you in the eye, shake your hand, and say I'm sorry. And I don't think a lot of people can do that these days. And I think that's where we have to be the difference. I'm not like the government that says one thing and changes the next, and without a fucking sorry ever. It's fucking bullshit. I'm standing with, I saw that video of Mr. Hall now and his mom now tonight, and it just like, it literally shocked me watching how an 87-year-old woman sitting with no electricity. Luckily, she's got people around her, but yet let's not try and let's not look at her. Let's try and think of the rest of the people. Think of the other elderly. Think of the women that have been single, that's children has moved out, husband has died. She's sitting alone now. She's sitting completely alone. No, seriously, leave that. Oh, this was the lighter. And yeah, like, it's just insane as what this country has done to us. But you know, they can't make amends. They just ask like, yeah, please understand that we're trying to work on our mistakes. Anyway, if I had to tell that to my mom would have most probably thrown me out of the house again. Anyway, so yeah, so this is an important thing for me. It's an important thing to keep making amends. I'm making amends almost every day, because if I don't heal myself. It's exactly what Kurt says there. Amends equals freedom. And it takes, here we go. He just climbed up now. There's he. Serious hello to the people. Say hello. He smarks me. I got my boy. See, this is the rewards of sobriety. The fact that I can look, I've got the plant, I've got the kitten, and I've got the woman. It's exactly the process that we have to go through. But you know, it's amazing on how things have changed in these 3 years. Because 3 years ago, I wouldn't have been able to sit here and speak to you guys. 3 years ago, I would have been too shy to say what I was. I've taken responsibilities for all my actions. I've taken wherever I was wrong. I promptly admitted it through every day. And sometimes it was not easy on that farm. But it's only through the farm that I've got there. Where actually someone actually stood up to me and had the balls to tell me, yeah, what you're doing, you're fanging a cuck, man. You know? And I'd feel shit for the first moment or two, and then I'd let it go. Then it was like, okay, all right, let's move. But then I learned how to process those feelings and actually walk up and say, Mr. Hall or whoever I harmed, I'm sorry. Let's please work together and move forward from this. That's the only way that it's going to happen. So I implore you guys today, if you've got any resentments or any angers towards anyone, I ask that you please make amends. You know, even if you're not an addict. Remember, resentments are our number one biggest killer, especially for me. You know, when I look at my cat, I can't get any resentments because he's so cute. But yes, and I must say thank you for asking me to share tonight. You know, it's amazing on the long road that I've got, you know, and where I've came. Don't have much now today, but yet I've got much more than what I used to. I've got actually love, I've got actually integrity, I've got trust, I've got support. Where it was in the beginning, but I just never accepted it for what it was. Now today I sit with my amazing woman, Joni, my amazing cat. And 3 years ago, I would most probably be sitting in Grand West now, scaling around, looking for tick, going up and down, driving up and down Voortrekker Road, looking for what I could score, trying to steal everything as much as what I can. Yeah, man. We can't change the past there. I don't regret what I've done. I don't regret what I've done in life. There's some things that I cringe for. But I don't regret it, because it wouldn't have made me the person that I am today. I wouldn't have been the person where I know, listen, if I trap on the wrong the wrong tile today, it's going to affect the wrong thing tomorrow. If I spend 100 more rand on something that, on something wrong, it's going to have effect on something tomorrow. That's just how our life is. Positive thoughts leads to positive behaviors, lead to positive actions, lead to positive consequences. That's the best thing that we could do, and that's how all that can be. So that's my message tonight. Let's take the responsibility on saying good, sorry, but meaning it. And look at our motives of saying sorry. Is it saying sorry just to have the benefit? Or is it to say sorry that, listen, I need to change, and I'm looking forward to regain my relationship with you as a person and move forward, because we are like-minded people that we need to work through. I will send love to Janie and to Michelle, definitely. Thank you, Karina. Thank you, Leslie. The past is the past. Yes, Daryl, definitely. We can only learn from it. And it's the best way to do it. I'm actually going to share it for 1 hour. So if you guys have got any messages, any questions you guys want to ask, please excuse me while I'm being so chill. It's absolutely, it's cold here tonight, but we're looking forward. Thank you, Ma. I love you lots. You are a lifesaver, and thank you for everything that you have done for me. And thank you for saving my life, actually, to be honest. Okay, thank you. Good. Yeah, Daryl, that was a bit of a hectic one. That was last time share. Yeah, it was a bit emotional, tired and emotional. But yeah, so wait till you hear my 3-year share. Then I'm going to be on fire. I'm not addicted to anything. I learned life lessons for each of you yourself. It's a pleasure, Mickey. I'm glad that you are taking our messages and hopefully you are applying it to your life as it comes up. It's a pleasure, Vanessa. Andrew, always good to see you, and stay warm as well, my brother. Felicity, thank you. And yeah, so I hope you guys are having a great night tonight. Sleep well, and stay strong, and don't let this government fuck you around. I also smoke another entry for Bekechele and Lamini Zuma. I love you guys. You guys make our life so much easier. But you know what? I'm an addict. I used to have it much more worse. So I accept the things I cannot change, and I have the courage to change the things I can. You guys have been awesome. It's great to see you guys. I love you guys a lot. Lija, you too. Love you lots. And I just want to read Natasha's thing here quick. Only when you see her, my eyes are so much. Jeez. Sure. Yeah. The lengths that we go for our parents. Mom, don't worry, Natasha. He will come around. You'll realize how important family is to him sooner or later. Because I can promise you, it's not nice. Ask Daryl how it is when you can't make amends to someone that you've hurt. It's a pleasure, Gladwin. Very big pleasure. And I hope you've learned something from it. And I love you guys a lot. I hope you guys have a beautiful, beautiful, beautiful night. And yeah, by God's grace, I celebrate 3 years on Sunday. Now the difficult time of recovery has gone past. It's always from 2 years to 3 years. I've seen many people fall in 2 to 3 years. So hopefully, I'm not saying that it's going to get easier, but hopefully it will get stronger. And situations will turn the way it was. But if I keep doing the right thing, I knew the right thing will happen to me. And yeah, I hope you implore that to you guys as well. Hope you have a lovely night. Okay. Cool, guys. Serious? Say goodbye to the people. Say goodbye. Bye bye. Love you guys. Bye.